Okay, YouTube, so let's talk about what some of my expectations for Oklahoma versus Kansas. One of the things I really want to see Oklahoma do is have a good defensive performance. Look, I know that there's a lot of people that are injured right now, and there's a lot of freshmen that are being put in difficult situations. I mean, that's kind of like a story that just keeps repeating at Oklahoma. And I always say, the defensive coordinator position, it's almost like the defense against the dark arts position at Hogwarts. Is it cursed? So, but this team had a lot of improvements coming in. There's a lot of good recruits out there. There's a lot of talent. I mean, the TFLs are really good. When this defense gets a lot of TFLs, then they're rocking and rolling. Um, Last week they didn't get a lot, but I will say on a lot of those down the field plays, one of the plays, Billy Bowman, he got simply beat, but um, on another one of them, he was in good position, and then the other guy in the end zone, I mean, he could have made the interception. He just got out muscled, and that's just it just has to do more with the physiology of the receiver versus the cornerback in that situation. And maybe you can say that we need to recruit bigger, stronger cornerbacks, taller cornerbacks. This kind of like prototype of the Seattle Seahawks defense is kind of like Richard Sherman type guys. And there's an argument for that. I don't have no problem with that. But that particular player in that moment, he had good technique. He was in the best position he could be in. He just got out muscled. So some of those, I think Alex Grinch addressed with the media, and he says, you just got to capitalize on those moments and those opportunities. And then, of course, you had a young guy come in and he stripped the ball, and the defense almost scored. And we all know what happened after that. But the point being is that was still a positive for the defense. That shows that the culture there at Oklahoma is to go strip the ball, go take the ball from the opponent. Um, so what I want to see from the offense is I want to see them to continue to put up points. I don't want them to take Kansas lightly. Kansas, for the past few years, has given us nightmares. And this is a team that, on paper, for the past 5 years, we should be destroying 70 to nothing. And it's pathetic that they either beat us or they come within a score of beating us. And that's got to end this year. Um, I want, I want Kennedy Brooks to get at least 25 to 30 touches. Um, I think Caleb Williams, one thing that is really special about him is that he's really efficient with the amount of throws that he gets. He doesn't need 35 throws to get a lot of offense out of him. There's explosive plays that he had that simply came off of pass interference calls. Um, he's got one of those um, not necessarily gambler instincts, but he is kind of like a gunslinger in the sense that, like, give him 21, 23 throws a game, and I guarantee you about 7 or 8 of them are going to be deep throws. And then potentially 50% of those, our guys are going to come down with it. So if he continues to be efficient that way, then I could see them running the ball 25, 30 times, him only really throwing 21, 23 times, but being highly efficient with both his legs and his arms. We don't need Caleb Williams to throw a whole lot of passes. We need to control time of possession. Um, and when the defense gets off the field, we have to reward them with points. And that's part of building confidence in your defense. Reward them with points. When they were doing great at the beginning of the season, guess what? The offense was not rewarding them with points. And it is very critical when you got people missing, related to injuries, that these young corners are not just left on islands. We've got to get them off the field quick. If we can get a 3-and-out, then on the incumbent possession, the offense needs to score immediately, and it needs to be a good long drive. Help those guys out. That's what I want to see, and I want to see a dominant victory. I want to see. I don't care. I don't care if the offense puts up 55 points. Anywhere 35 and above is okay. You get to 35 points. I would like the defense at most 17 points. I'll accept 20. Even if it's a 35 to 20 game, that's okay to me. But if this game comes down to a single possession, like it has in the past, um, you got to start questioning the coaching that's going on. Not every game in the Big 12 should be competitive. You got Alabama in the SEC, and the SEC competition is tremendous, but there's the people they run through. And Oklahoma, when they go through the Big 12, it's like every week they're in a one possession game, and it's like, I don't know how many times I've had panic attacks, I've had heart attacks, and somehow Oklahoma always figures out how to win it. But we got to stop living on the edge, you know what I mean? We're not Charlie Sheen. We need to calm it down. I would like us to have a good career, We need to be like Charlie Sheen's brother, Emilio Estevez. He did everything right. Let's be the Mighty Duck coach. All right, John Bloomerson.